Good morning, everybody. Back here in my peaceful little place where I've been, several times this year. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. I'll give it a shot. There's a lot of other people. You may have been able to see them, I'm not sure. There's like half a dozen chickens there right now. They find this to be a peaceful place too. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today is peace. Peace. What about peace? It's part of one of the lessons that we have coming up for Sunday. That was part of yesterday's lesson where I made fun of greet each other with a holy kiss. And if you didn't see that, go back on my page and find that video. It was from yesterday, and it's a lot of fun. But the Apostle Paul also talks about in that same passage how we need to get along with each other. And he said, let God's peace be with you. We're going to get a little geeky this morning, just real quick. Then you can go show off with all your friends. That word peace shows up in two different ways in our scriptures, in the original languages that the Bible was written in. And by the way, if you think that the Bible just floated down out of heaven in the King James language, please do some research. That didn't happen. Our original texts of the Bible, and what I mean by texts is there's a lot of different manuscripts we have to put together to come up with the Bible, were Hebrew and Greek. We also had some Aramaic thrown in there too, but Hebrew and Greek. In the Hebrew, it's the word peace is a word that you've probably heard many times. You probably have even said it to one another. Shalom. And in the Greek, it's another word, eirene. Now, they're important words because if you have a real nice concordance and you look up the word peace, you'll see that it shows up hundreds of times in the Bible. Eirene shows up over 100 times in the New Testament. Shalom shows up about 200 times in the Greek scriptures in the Old Testament. So those are things you can go and brag about with your friends. Also, the word that is in the Old Testament, shalom, for peace, when it's translated into Greek in what's called the Septuagint, that was an early translation out of the Hebrew that the Christian church used. Well, the Jewish people used it first, and the Christian church picked it up. Again, they used the word eirene. Eirene. It's kind of interesting. And it has a double meaning, and that double meaning still applies to you and me today. It talks about that inner peace that we have individually with God because of our right relationship with Him, one that's been restored. But it also talks about peace amongst one another. A peace that is there because that relationship has been restored. Paul begs us to be at peace with one another. And what a pertinent message that is in our time, in our day and age, with everything that's been happening around us. And I am so glad, and I hope you are too, that the demonstrations on the streets in the United States last evening were much quieter, much more peaceful, working to get the point across that justice is an elusive thing that we need to work hard at, but at the same time, starting to restore relationships between one another. Let's take Paul's words to heart. He's writing to a troubled Corinthian church, and he says, let God's peace reign among you. Let's let God's peace reign among us as well. God's blessings be with you this day.